Hello everyone, here we are with a bit of a treat, Real Racing 2 by Electronic Arts, sequel to Real Racing, which, you know, was an alright game, but didn't exactly fill me with confidence. It didn't inspire me anyway. This is very much your Gran Turismo Forza clone, but on a phone. Graphically is superb looking. You've got your standard kind of options for a racing game, your career mode, quick race, time trial, and a pit lane. Pit lane is where you can upgrade your cars, buy new cars, etc. Time trial, pretty obvious. Racing against the clock, how fast can you finish a lap? Quick race, if you're pressed for time and don't want to have to bang through all of the career menus, you can just jump straight into a race, pick your car, and off you go. Great if you just stood at a bus stop or something like that. Let's pop into career mode. So you've got quite a lot of different events, split down by divisions. Obviously, just like any other racing game, you have to unlock the various divisions, you have to upgrade your car, so you've got a faster engine, etc., or more reputation. You see there's one locked. I need a higher reputation and a paint job on my car. Let's just go for this one. The first thing you'll notice is how absolutely gorgeous the graphics are. I mean, this really is one of the most stunning games on a mobile that I've seen. It's tilt control, which is very responsive. The frame rate tends to be sat at 60 frames a second the entire time. I've seen very little dip from the frame rate whilst I've been playing this. As you can see as we're doing this, it's very, very smooth. Going to the straight. If you click up here, you've got various different cameras, so you can set your camera up exactly as you like it. I'm more of a bonnet cam guy. I think it gives you better spatial awareness into the corners. See if we can have this guy in the bend. My line, my line. Okay, got him. As you see, the graphics are just gorgeous. You have various types of assistants that you can turn on or off in the menu. So you can have braking assistance and racing line assistance, etc. I can't actually remember. I think I'm just on either normal or medium. You can see there a bit of car damage to that other car. His bumper was hanging off. Very nice to see a proper damage model on these cars. Ooh! Got a bit up close and personal there with that VW. See if I can get around it. So let me off. There's 16 different cars available, plus then all the tune-up options that they have. You've got paint jobs as well. You can do all of your car customizations to add new wings and things like that. The car models look absolutely fantastic, and so does the texturing. Now, if anyone remembers the controversy with the last Gran Turismo 5 game, where only some of the cars looked awesome and the rest looked a bit, you know, ropey, with low quality textures. None of that going on here. For a phone, the textures are spot on, and the frame rate just holds the whole way through. Whoa! Bit of braking assist coming on there. The game costs £5, which it's reasonably pricey. Reasonably pricey. Although, you know, 16 cars, loads of tracks, plenty of replay value as you choose new cars, etc. I I think it might be worth it. Right, now we're going to show you something really cool. So just like in Forza and Gran Turismo, they've added a replay mode. And just like Gran Turismo and Forza, it looks awesome. Let's do this. Right, I'm actually going to zoom in at this point so you can get real close up on the screen. Let's give you that. There you go. There are moments when I was watching this back yesterday and you get that kind of photo reel kind of thing going on, and just for that split second you think, ooh, I could be watching television. And again, frame rate is just stonking all the way around through these replays. In my Dead Trigger review I said that Dead Trigger was a killer app for the S3, a great app to show off to your friends and say, look what my phone can do. Real Racing 2 may very well be your second killer app. Depending on if your friends are quite into their racing games, etc., this might be the one that makes them go, whoa, look at that. Engine sound effects, etc. are alright. You can hear them churning away there. They don't exactly add to the immersion particularly, but they sound reasonably realistic. I think, most of the time these days, when you talk about racing games, as long as the car makes a bit of noise so you know that you've got your foot down, you're fine. Nothing special though, nothing to write home about. Well, certainly not on this car anyway. You can see there I've taken some damage to the front of my car. Bumper's disappeared. Doesn't seem to be a huge amount of kind of bodywork deforming. It does seem to just be sort of wings and bumpers that are the issue. And that's where you take your damage. I've certainly not seen any of the side panels getting bent up or anything like that, so I think it's a fairly limited damage model. But it's still nice to have, bearing in mind that for a long time car manufacturers steadfastly refused to allow any damage to occur to their cars in a game, bizarrely. It's nice to at least have that there. You can see there actually my back bumper, my rear bumper is just starting to come off a little bit as well. You can just see it slightly hanging. Don't know what anyone else thought of Real Racing 1, or Real Racing. I thought it was an alright game, but it didn't look the best, and the frame rate was really, really twitchy on my Desire. Found it a bit glitchy on the Nexus as well, but on here, the Real Racing 2, it really does feel like there you go, there's a bumper hanging off. One more clip and that's gone. Really, really stunning game. I gave EA a bit of a hard time on their comments because I couldn't actually get it working to begin with on the S3. Not too sure what the problem was. All I did was closed a load of apps down, cleared my memory, and then gave the phone a reboot. And eventually the game started working, but before that it was just force quitting. As soon as it attempted to start the race, you were fine on the loading screen. As soon as the race started, force closed back to the Android desktop. Bit irritating, but there you go. But there you go. There's the race screen done. As you can see, the load times are a bit long. It does take a fair while. Switch views this time, I think. Show you a bit from the outside. If you need to brake at any time, if you've got it on the more pro setting, then all you have to do is tap the screen and you'll brake. Otherwise, you pretty much have auto braking. It just knows when it needs to brake for you. There you are, look. Brakes coming into the corners. Really nice looking courses as well. They've done a good job at you know, making the scenery really nice as it whizzes past at 100 miles an hour. Some cheats here or there. The crowds are just cardboard cutouts in essence. Same with the trees, although some of the trees actually are full 3D. The others appear to just sort of be texture maps basically, and a cardboard cutout. You know, they've got to make some processing savings somewhere to allow you to hit these frame rates. Like I say, I think this may very well be the killer racing game for the S3 if you're looking to show something off to your friends. Hey look, I got effectively Gran Turismo and Forza on my phone. Certainly looking forward to opening up some of the faster cars, that's for certain. Woo! Ah! I'm going to get him for that one. God, he's made my car look all unsightly. Bit of a strange wiggle on the other car as it was going around that corner. I don't know whether you noticed that. Like some sort of glitching at all. It looked like the car was sort of wobbling. Noticed it a few times on the cars in front. You are a farmer. Even with my bumper hanging off. Gunning for first. So this is up on the Play Store now. I'll say it's made by Electronic Arts. Don't let that put you off too much. They've done a good job on this one. Costing £5. There's no in-game play to win option that I could see, so they're not trying to fleece you for some extra money, unlike a few games I will be mentioning later on today. A real disappointment when games companies charge you a £5 and then offer you, oh, for just a couple of extra quid you can have all of this. So, well, thanks, I just paid a £5 for the game. None of that going on with Real Racing 2. Buy the game, enjoy all of the content to your heart's content. No one is going to be trying to charge you for some extras. Everything is using in-game currency, as it were. None of this buy some gold bullion, you know, for an extortionate amount of money, and then you can have this gun or faster car and effectively a win button. None of that going on here. Just good old-fashioned unlocks. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 he just threw it away. Oh, gutted. Doing so well. It's all this talk of monetization, you see. In-app purchases put you off your game. Oh, threw it away on the last. Well, you know, no Jensen Button am I. I'm not even a Damon Hill. I think that was my bumper from earlier that we just drove over. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, okay, yes you do. What I'm not sure about yet is whether car damage means you go slower. Given that people are overtaking me, I'm going to go with yes. But let me know in the comments if anyone's bought the game and knows that, or if you've happened to have looked it up online and I haven't. A quick squint to that replay. just a gorgeous game, and you know the gameplay's good as well. Was playing it for a couple of hours last night and just found it, you know, thoroughly enjoyable. It's quite unusual to find a game that kind of really pulls me in and, you know, keeps me playing. This one certainly kept me going. Playing some quick races last night. We're going a bit wide, but you can see even with loads of cars on the screen, loads of action, the frame rate barely stutters at all. That is Real Racing 2. I really hope you go and grab it and enjoy it, because it's an absolutely stonking game. Only thing actually, no multiplayer. Which, I'm going to let that one hang for there for a moment. No multiplayer. It could be a deal breaker for some. Personally, racing game, mobile phone, crappy wireless connection, 3G connection to a server, you're not going to have the most fluid experience. Let's face it, we've seen it done a few times on phones, and it's never a very good experience. So, you know, it would be nice to have the option for multiplayer if you're paying a £5 for a game on a phone, but, you know, if it meant they compromised either the single-player game or introduced really poor multiplayer, then, you know, it would have just been a complete fail on their part. So in some respects I'd say, hey, it's got no multiplayer. Rejoice, it's got no multiplayer.